All right, so I'm not a fan of Joey Taylor, but I'll give her props to this. She's actually applying the most important law of power, which is be formless, right? We're gonna watch her talk about her experience in the media industry, which is mostly for men, and you're gonna notice how she's currently pivoting, right? And the pivoting that she's doing comes from a deep self-awareness of how she used to be seen by the public and how she might be seen 20 years later. Because right now she's the host. I think she got fired, but she was the host of a show in FS1 where she was talking like in front of everyone. And most women actually never get that type of opportunity. It's usually like the side girl, right? Anyway, she talked about how she's fully aware she can't do this when she's 60. And because of that, she wants to pivot to be more in the background. And that to me is fulfilling the 48 laws of power. I'm going to put what Robert Greene says first, and then we're going to go to her, which is be formless.
48. Assume formlessness. By taking a shape, by having a visible plan, you open yourself to attack. Instead of taking a form for your enemy to grasp, keep yourself adaptable and on the move. Accept the fact that nothing is certain and no law is fixed. The best way to protect yourself is to be as fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order. Everything changes.
Now, let's see her experience because she went through a lot of shit this year and she's going to get fired, or I think she got fired already. And I want you guys to listen to what she says, her self awareness, and how she's going to pivot from this and how it fulfills this law.
Happens to me this year took that away from me. I don't know if I'll get that back.
Ever.
I might, but and maybe like when the callus forms over the wound and you get away from things.
Well, what happened was that the allegations of her sleeping with her coworkers got through, and she realized how much people didn't like her. She realized how much the people who watch her sort of resent her, and the reason why is because you gotta understand in the industry that she's in, they shoehorn women in because they're women, and a lot of the times these women, when you watch the show, they try to almost like feminize the show, like Molly's an example. And so she saw that being in the spotlight, as much as good as she was, it wasn't gonna last too long. So I think she got fired, right? I think so. So now she is almost like taking this opportunity to do something that she wanted to do, which is to be more of like a producer than being than being in the spotlight. And that to me is conforming to things, being fluid and not being rigid and not trying to be in the spotlight. Let's listen to what she has to say.
It doesn't feel like the tremors go away. So we're not there yet, but right now it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel exciting. Like the big dreams seem like like I'm going to do it, but I'm not as excited about it. And that's kind of shitty because this has been
She's depressed. She's depressed.
Like I said, a lot of work and a lot of passion. But it's been something that I think has come naturally to me because I enjoy it.
Well, she broke another law of power, which is plan all the way to the end, right? Let's see if we can find it. Plan all the way to the end, law of power. And the mistake that she did was sleep with her coworkers, right? And let me see, 48 laws. And that, like, she's not thinking how people finding out how that's gonna affect her, right? Because when people found out, she automatically played the victim, right? She was like, "Oh, these guys are being sexist. How dare they call me out on with sleeping with my coworkers?" Let's see. I think it's Law 30, right? Let me see. And it's like, come on, man. Like you should be smarter than that. You know? Well, guess what happens? Sometimes we let desire narrow the scope of our vision. I think I found it right now. All right, there you go.
Will seem lovely to others.
Here it is. She should have kept her hands clean, actually. There you
All
go.
the way to the end. The ending is everything. Plan all the way to it, taking into account all the possible consequences, obstacles, and twists of fortune, all the way way to it, taking into account all the possible consequences, obstacles, and twists of fortune that might reverse your hard work and give the glory to others. By planning to the end, you will not be overwhelmed by circumstances, and you will know when to stop. Gently guide fortune and help determine the future by thinking far ahead.
And I think she made that mistake, right? Because of lust. Lust does that to you. Intense passion, uncontrollable desire causes you to forget these principles.
And it's not, I enjoy talking to you guys, obviously. But the building, the work of it all it doesn't feel the same. Like the dream now is to just disappear.
Well, and there's a law of power. Look, dude, like, what's that law? Trade. There's a law that says trade time for space of 33 strategies of war, right? Trade time for space.
All right, so what's going on?
Shut up, dude. There you go. And this law is the retreat strategy, right? And what's the retreat strategy? The retreat strategy is whenever you're getting fucked up, right? Whenever you're getting fucked up, sometimes it's best not to battle. For the simple fact that sometimes battling causes you to lose more, right?
Trade space for time. Retreat in the face of a strong enemy is a sign not of weakness, but of strength. By resisting the temptation to respond to an aggressor, you buy yourself valuable time to recover, to think, to gain perspective. Let your enemies advance. Time is more important than space. By refusing to fight, you infuriate them and feed their arrogance. They will soon overextend themselves and start making mistakes. Time will reveal them as rash and you as wise. Sometimes you can accomplish most by doing nothing.
Right? And that's what she's applying that.
I would hope that you don't.
Bitch, shut up. See, that's the issue. Is that they think, these empowerment movement think that more aggressive action is well, you gotta stand up to the patriarchy. It's like, yo, relax. Napoleon, Jesus Christ. Like, not every advancement is a move. Sometimes advancements mean sitting down and waiting things to peel over.
Very honest, it's all still very fresh. It's all still very fresh right now. Like we're still within the year. We're a little halfway over it. Multiple things have happened to you this year. I hope you don't act on that and disappear, because I think just as we've enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, that's so goofy. That's what you got to do when you don't know what to do. When you're in the midst of chaos, sometimes the best solution is to stay put and do nothing.
So many people enjoy listening to you. Obviously, that's why you've been front facing of all the stuff that's been happening, because people are interested. I hate, just like as your friend and a fan, that you feel that way. And I hope that changes for you.
Well, thank you. I said this actually before everything happened, that like that was starting to be my aspiration for different reasons. Not the disappearing part, but like just, I don't want to be 70 with a mic. I want to build things for other people to have spaces.
That's self-awareness, because she knows that a lot of people judge her on her looks. And as you get older, you can't be, you're gonna get replaced by a younger woman. That's just how it is. And she's aware of that. And so she knows that right now she's a hot young girl, but she's slowly being phased out. And like in life, you're always gonna be replaced by someone younger and hotter. And so your job is to be formless and adapt to your new role. That's what she's doing. I I find that to be absolutely brilliant on her part. As much as I don't like her feminism and her victimhood, I find in terms of the game of power, she's brilliant at that.
I started as a producer because that's, how you start in the business. But I do like making things. I enjoy that process. And whether it's my show or other people's shows or movies or whatever, I enjoy the process of creating and making things. And not being front facing allows you the space to still create, but not have this responsibility.
Right? That's what Bruce Lee says. Be formless like water. Where some women like Molly Carum, she'll be pissed off. She'll like, oh, I need to be on the down. But her, what's funny, man? As much as I don't like her victimhood, every time I watched her, you can tell that she's like a man. She thinks like a man. And I'm not saying that insulting towards women, but she has like a manly way of thinking, right? And a manly way of fucking, because she gets around.
And this comes with a lot of responsibility, especially if you're someone like me. And, not to like toot my own horn, but in a lot of ways, I am the only me. Yep. And that's a lonely experience. Loneliness. See, you should be concerned and feel bad for my loneliness. But there's not a lot of comps, if any, to what it is that I do in the space that I'm in. And that requires a lot. And it's a responsibility to like the next generation, because someone else very, very high up in the business, I was telling them about this and they kind of said the same thing in a different way. They were like, you can't do that. You are not allowed to do that. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, if I want to retire, I want to retire. And they were like, no, you can't retire.
There's power, I think, in you being able to walk away and be like, you accomplished, as you said earlier, dreams that you've wanted to. You stand in a space where you stand alone, where you're one of one. So there's power in being able to be like, I'll walk away from it. But then there's also giving a little bit of power, I think, away to people who would love to see you.
Yo, this lady is so dumb. This lady is so she's just hard-headed for the sake of it. She doesn't understand how sometimes when you're overwhelmed and you're hearing those allegations that she's, sleeping with a bunch of her coworkers, you gotta take a break. Yo, this girl's goofy. I don't know who the fuck she is. I don't like her.
Just walk away.
Well, I mean, yeah, to those people, don't get excited. I'm not doing it right now. I'll be bothering you for a few more years, especially the male lonelies. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's like a lot of things. I think it's the political climate. I think it is being famous, whatever that means, has changed.
You're tired.
I'm exhausted. I'm very exhausted. There's no question about that. I'm exhausted. But I'm not exhausted from things I want to be exhausted from. Like there's a good exhaustion, right? Like I created man. It's so now I'm gonna rest, right? Like I'm God. That kind of exhaustion.
How you know God was
tired?
Like I said, that lady, the girl next to Joy, she's a goofy. Okay, she is the type of person to burn herself out just to prove she could work harder than a man. Which is like you're not losing the battle to win the war, right? That's another law of power. Lose the battle to win the war. And Joy Taylor, to me, sounds like she's really wise. She is aware of her energies. She is aware of how people perceive her. She's aware that she needs to take breaks. And also, she's aware that she can't do what she's doing for the rest of her life. You'd be surprised how many women of her beauty will keep this going, will keep trying to look like the hot young girl to their 60s. It's like, no. There comes a point where you're the emperor with no clothes. And eventually, she's going to get replaced by somebody younger and hotter. So she's using awareness. She's wise in that. And she's like, I gotta change my form. I can't just be the hot girl with the peanut butter cans. I gotta now be in the background. I gotta use what I learned here and apply it somewhere else. That's being formless, a slick snake, like a politician. I ain't a bad word for her. So yeah, man, like for example, look at me with this channel. I may have to change. I think I may have to change everything that I talk on this channel, because it seems like at least in my women's channel, videos like how to stop a guy, blah, 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 that shit ain't working. People want other people's points of view, and I have to adjust with the rhythm of life, right? And sometimes the rhythm of life is negative feedback. She noticed how people did not like her. And she was like, you know what? A lot of my fans don't like me. I can't do this forever, and I'm getting older. I think it's best I go in the background. Wisdom. So many doors are going to open for her. I know that for sure. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys want to learn more about the laws of power like this, become a Patreon supporter. We talk about this on Patreon. We specifically break down the 48 laws of power, art of seduction, 33 strategies of war, and I teach you guys how to apply it in your life similar to how Joey is doing it in her life.